I'm still flying forever in the void. Hello? 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 Let's see, so top left one I think is the one I've already done. So then let's loop back around to the bottom. And then I guess you loop through the back to get to this one. I'm not sure how to get to this one. Maybe here is a divot? Or something? I'm keeping an eye on the mini-map. Okay, yeah, this is reasonably easy to get through. I think I was just kind of spacing a bit when I was going for the first one, just not quite registering what I was looking at in its entirety. The infinite horizontal flying is such a trip. Like, on some level, you kind of intuitively expect it to be, like, gusts of wind that are pushing you upward, but it kind of really just is that if you're, like, wind or not, it's mostly just that, like, if you just have your glider out, you fly horizontally, infinitely, in a way that's kind of hard to explain in universe in any real way. You just kind of go with it. Yeah, down here is the wind. That does kick you up. Wow, wow, it sent me way up. So now I'm in the top left, so somewhere... Okay, gotta loop all the way around. But there should be another terminal around here. I'm cold now? Oh, I think I had an anti-cold food that must have worn off. Owie! No, let me go back up. Wee woo. I went too low. If I just drop, can I come back up? Yeah. That's the trick. There we go. Seems so easy. Final one up top. I'm going to space. Here we go. Is there a skydiving spot? I don't see one. I guess that one is probably one. You who have traversed this maze mark well my words. X3 nuzzles. I have pulled apart the bars and the labyrinth of the land that obstructed your path below. From high above to far below, prove your courage by diving into the depths of the earth. The final way shall open to you. What could go wrong? Alright, so this one's fairly similar to the last one. You kind of would think that the labyrinths would be like really different from each other. Ooh, hello. Surprise star fragment. Okay. Angry turret things. Oh, right, no, it's just one of those constructs. So the whole temple's the same so consistently that it even has the same boss? This game can kind of do with a variety up, huh? Gotcha! No, that way that's also a helm. Yeah, there's a 4. It's weird that my stealth set has the highest defense. That's odd. I could do with some cooking. Swim speed up. What are these things that I have? Shock resistance? Well, I'm never gonna care about that. Got him. No, it went too fast. Brutal. Well, to your doom, nerd. There we go, now on top of it this time. Oh, too fast. Wow, they nailed it. Okay. Wait, where is it? Does the AI know to target its weak spot, or did it just like coincidentally perfectly attack the right spot at random or something? Jumping appears to be the trick there. You don't have a fist, loser. Get fisted. Wait. That is a hard foot to reach. Well, this Lionel blade has durability, doesn't it? It has already been fused. Why not? You have traversed the labyrinth of the depths. This trial was a test of your talents. In overcoming it, you have shown yourself strong able body. In my name of the ruler of boards, I commend your achievement and offer a fitting reward. Armor wreathed in otherworldly evil, hidden away since days of old. Take it now. Give. The evil spirit mask. Some believe this eerie mask is inspirited by a malevolent entity. It is rather rare find. I can't believe this fucking game, man. So two things. One, this is my third helm that has increased armor when almost no other slots have increased armor across the board. So like that's just improbable and wild. But here's the other thing. It's my third helm with stealth. I have like six armor pieces that all give stealth, and I don't have a complete set for most other sets. I think my primary other one is that I have a full set of glowing mining armor. Some believe this eerie mask is inhibited it. This one gives me gloom resist. So it's my highest defense stealth helm so far, so at least there's that. Technically gives me something new. Aside from that, it's increasingly funny that that's happening to me. Seems I should take to the sky again to see if I can get over there and find where this temple might be. Wee woo. Although I should be going back to deal with the guy that analyzes the writing. I keep putting that off. I'm slightly worried that he had a lot of dialogue to get through just for the one that I turned in, so I'm wondering how much dialogue he has when he turned in like 12 of them in a row. If you have to go they make you do the whole process, but I guess I can get really good at selectively skipping it. I've played a video game before. It's a trip how the map just ends over there. Although, wow, that water's freaking out. The things that LOD does at range. Where is it? Over there. Wow, this is a bigger distance than I thought it was. Kind of just wondering what I'm seeing down there. Is it here? It is there, like directly to my south. What are these? They do just look like campfires. I guess they're not that big of a deal. They just are campfires sometimes. Let's save some stamina. It's a person's camp. Oh, there's a shrine right there. Oh, it's the thing I need. Oh, just a two legs. Are you a fellow horse spotter? There's nowhere better to watch whole herds of wild horses go by. Is there something wrong with that? I love horses, so I come here to see them in the wild. It's that simple. But you know, there is something else here, almost as interesting as a horse. You know that one crumpled part of the mountain where the ruins fell? Next to that stone shrine a little ways down this hill? I found this mysterious crystal that must have fallen as well. And as soon as I saw it, I had a genius idea. Look at the way this crystal glitters. Don't you think it would look handsome on a horse? I could prop it up in the saddle or attach it to the harness. Whatever makes the horse look most incredible. I need that. Makes sense. As a fellow horse lover, you'd also want to deck out your favorite steed with one. I get it. But just because I get it, doesn't mean I'm going to hand it over, no questions asked. Though, maybe you can help me out. I've been hearing talk about an enormous horse spotted in this region. I'd love the chance to see this giant horse for myself, but I haven't had any luck so far. But here you are. From one horse lover to another, I have a proposal. If you can bring me that gigantic horse, the crystal is all yours. And I'm not going to leave you to search without a single hint either. You should ask around at the nearby stables. A ways down the road east of here is Highland Stable. You could try there. Lots of people gather at stables. They're good places to get tips straight from the horse's mouth. East of here is a stable? Where? There? Is that a stable? Maybe. Alright. So there, I can't just do this. Nope. Hold your horses, get it? Ha ha ha. Alright, well let's at least activate this because I believe that'll give us a warp point. And at least we'll have that. Don't have to figure out how to get back here. Hi! Well, you're just obviously a regular ass shrine sitting in the open. That wasn't labeled, it looks like. Or I missed so badly. And it's actually that one. Never mind. I just really missed and doubled the length of my shot. Well, don't have to wonder how to find that one. Okay. Take the crystal, blah, 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 bliggity, biggity, biggity, boo. Up there. By the nerd. Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down. I can't see anything. That's an enemy encampment. I'm looking for a stable. Relationship with my father. Where is the stable? Help! They said east, right? I think they said east. Bunch of pieces around here. What's this? I don't think you can read that. Got some batteries, got a sled. Fans, some monkey business. Hey, you guys want to see a dead body? Oh, no. This thing really doesn't go at all, does it? God, it's so hard to find the shield surfing button. Well, that wasn't great. I do not see a stable. You. Ha ha ha. Yep, those are the horns of the ship, not a stable. That's not the stable. You don't usually see a stable because of the smoke coming out of the top. I feel like they're specifically designed to be spotted at a distance. So let's get a little higher, see if it's like a little north from here. Huh. Instructions unclear. Well, we will find it. At some point. But first, let's go ahead and deal with this at least, since I'm already lost and dooming myself anyway. Let's at least turn these in. So which one of you is the research? Is that the research building? I think that's it. I'm on the right track. Alright, punk.
Oh.
Well, did you find a stone tablet? We have 11 to find. If you happen to find more, blah blah blah. Here's a picture. Oh.
Oh.
A first-hand historical account. So Svet the son, that's the one that's hard to read. Then translate the interpretation in a minute.
Oh.
This is an account of a party from those days. It says Rauru and his older sister sang and danced together while Queen Sonia looked on. It's very interesting. We think of royalty as austere and reserved, but these nobles amuse themselves with song and dance. But what a vivid recounting of a scene never before related in a history book. The descriptions of these personalities and expressions make the ancient past feel alive again. Oh, I'm gonna make some money today.
Ah. Oh. Oh.
This one looks to be about Queen Sonia. It claims that Sonia was a priestess before marrying Rauru. Despite his status as a Zonai, a people popularly thought to be gods, she would counsel him without any trepidation. Moreover, Rauru heeded this counsel. Incredible. This account gives first-hand knowledge of the nature of Queen Sonia and King Rauru's relationship. Rauru found himself unexpectedly charmed by her strong will, and before long they were married. The last bit isn't the text, that's me speculating. Nonetheless, it's truly fascinating. History rarely speaks of a person's character prior to being elevated to royalty, so I can't help but fantasize. Very good, blah blah blah. Yeah, these are extremely verbose, so I'm skipping all the functional dialogue that describes the basic act of receiving a thing over and over again, and then I'm gonna go ahead and opt out of trying to struggle through pronouncing these nightmare, intentionally outdated texts. But they're all on a wiki page, probably, if you want to try to read that version of it. But I remember last time it was increasingly a struggle. With might of light... Oop, that's not done yet. There's more pages than... Wow, this one a lot more pages. I'll walk you through this one. The subject here is the actions King Hyrule and Queen Sonia undertook not long after Hyrule's founding. With the kingdom established, they were worried for their people, so they set out to eradicate the monsters troubling them. They created structures called Shrines of Light to seal the monsters away so that they could never be revived. There's more here about light. And time, too. The sense I get is that the two of them may have had supernatural powers. That's part of ancient history. It's a feat those of us living today should still be grateful for. Truly an important discovery. Very good. That's just the words about this as well.
Oh. Oh.
Ah, so King Hyrule's older sister was named Mineru. What, here, we learn about a bit about Mineru. She says that she neglected to eat or sleep while making something called a construct. It was part of her research into a means of returning to life as a spirit possessing a new body should her original one die. To you or I, it sounds less like history and more like a sort of ghost story. But remember who we're dealing with. They may have had unfathomable powers that made such things possible. The revelation that Mineru was a fellow researcher makes her feel like a kindred spirit to me, and yet, the Chamberlain who inscribed these stone tablets treats Mineru with such care and kindness that it warms my heart. Very good. And as promised, blah blah blah.
Oh. Oh.
This is a fascinating story. If my translation's correct, the Zelda described here is Sonia's distant relative. According to this, she arrived in Hyrule unexpectedly from another kingdom, and it seems she was a beautiful princess. Her strange clothing perplexed the people of Hyrule, and many were suspicious of her at first. But this Zelda had such an undeniable air of nobility that those who doubted that she was of royal birth were soon silenced. I hate that idea that the royalty is just something that people inherently are. What a deal, so fascinating. This level of detail of individual people is virtually unheard of in texts so long ago. It's not very detailed. Note to how clearly this conveys the writer's feelings regarding Zelda. Once it was clear that Zelda would be staying, she applied to be Chamberlain to the princess. This suggests real admiration. Very good, I thank you.
Oh. Oh.
The variety of tales in these tablets continues to fascinate me. Zelda apparently visited Mineru often to assist in her research. I have no idea what kind of thing this construct that allowed people to ride on was, but Zelda wrote it so well that our author, the Chamberlain, was again impressed by her skill at everything she tried. That's the long and short of it here. But more than the narrative, what strikes me is the back and forth between Chamberlain and Zelda. The Chamberlain tried to warn Zelda of the danger, but Zelda pushed past her and rode the construct anyway. It's short, but so evocative of both the level of technology found in this era and the character of their visitor Zelda. The treasure found in these stone tablets is the pearls of wisdom and nuggets of personality contained within. Thank you, Link.
Oh. Oh.
How curious. Here we learn something about the fashion trends of the era. The story's catalyst is their Zelda telling a tailor about the mushroom-patterned outfits becoming popular in her homeland. Intrigued, the tailor fashioned some clothing in that vein and it caught on in ancient Hyrule. Do you know Cece from Mateno Village? Imagine the look on her face if she were to find out. They say that trends go in cycles, but I didn't expect mushroom patterns to have been in fashion so long ago. One last thing about the Chamberlain. Her interest in fashion shows that there was more to her than devoted service. She was just like anyone else in the kingdom. Very good. I've been such a good boy. This one is an ancient ghost story. My understanding of ancient Hyrulean isn't perfect, but I know a ghost story when I see one. It's a first-hand account of a ghostly or maybe corpse-like woman who appeared each night looking just like their Zelda. No matter the era, it seems, people can't resist sharing good ghost story. A bit like how there have been eyewitness accounts of our Princess Zelda in the newspaper even though she's missing. Could our Zelda be a ghost too? No, of course not. There's no such things. As a believer in science, I should know better than to suggest such things. Please forget I said anything. Thank you, Link. And I haven't forgotten about your reward. 3 to go. Hopefully I got them all. Here's the one that was underground, so you saw how this one happened. Even though I didn't have the ability to photograph them yet, I don't think, because I didn't have the objective. This is unbelievable! The details are unclear, but essentially the Chamberlain trusted in Mineru and Zelda's predictions and wanted to help. She put forth the suggestion to Mineru to build a mechanism that could make her stone tablets float in the sky. Which I take it are the very tablets you found, Link. Simply incredible. In finding the fantastic devices they build to preserve these records, you fulfilled the wishes she wrote of here. It doesn't end there. If I'm reading this right, it suggests that their Zelda worked with Mineru to raise the Temple of Time into the sky. The idea of the Temple of Time, a grand edifice built in that ancient era, being lifted the skies to await a hero. Trust me, that's what it says. Although given the appearance of the Sky Islands after the upheaval, perhaps it's not so far-fetched as it seems. There are so many revelations here. My hands are trembling from all the strange, exciting ideas. And that's from merely reading an account long removed from the event. What it must have been like for the Chamberlain to have lived through it. My head is spinning. I need to lie down. This is an incredible find. An eyewitness account of the Temple of Time floating up into the sky? It's a landmark discovery for the history of Hyrule, but it may be one of the top 10 most important discoveries of all time. Even among all the breathtaking displays of power we know from the era, to raise the land and its buildings into the sky, that was a feat impressive even to those accustomed to wonders. You can tell as much from this account. Zelda predicted that a hero would appear in the land they raised into the sky, and that he would save Hyrule. The Chamberlain took this on faith and wanted to know how she could help. So she inscribed these records into the stone tablets that Mineru sent into the sky. I'm so overwhelmed that the tremors have long gone past my hands and legs. My whole body is shaking. Please, excuse me, this is no way for a researcher to behave. I need to view these accounts as a historian and not get so swept up in personal sentiments. Thank you, Link, and I haven't forgotten about your reward. This seems to be the last of the records. The royals whom the Chamberlain served so faithfully were gone, one by one. It's heartrending to read. Her pain comes across so clearly in her words. What's less clear from the entries is the cause of all these partings. Well, each new mystery is an opportunity to do more research. If I keep digging, someday I'll unravel it. Like the noble Chamberlain, I must do my part. Thank you, Link, and I haven't forgotten about your reward. The thought of such incredible historical artifacts falling down all over Hyrule is so exciting. Wait a moment. Wasn't this the final stone tablet? We collected all 3 of them? I can't believe it. All 13 of them? I think it's a 3. Finally, I've translated the whole history. I'm going to need a moment. Now that I've read all of it, well, to step outside my role as researcher, I'm deeply impressed with the author. I would very much liked to meet her, if only the vast gulf of time didn't separate us. But of course, collecting the 13 records of these stone tablets would have been impossible without your cooperation, Link. In recognition of your work as a member, well, honorary member of the survey team, I want you to have this cloth. That's a boring reward. I'll tell you, Link, I've never felt prouder to be a researcher than today. To see all the valuable data compiled on the research lab wall makes me almost overcome with emotion. Is there a payoff? Is there a capstone quest or something? If I did all of that for a glider fabric, I'm going to lose my mind. Everything gave me is on the wall, blah blah blah. Against some understanding, analysis, the history of the Chamberlain left for posterity contains not just facts, but an important record of her feelings. I want to continue my research of ancient Hyrulean, so I can convey these feelings to the rest of the world. Link, thank you very much for working with me on this. Nope, that's it. There's all the documents up, that entire thing completed, and the end point was not a ton of new insight into the past, and a cloth. Well, at least I can say I did it. I mean, it was bothering me for a while. I kept finding these floating stars and wondering what their deal was. And now we know that they're oh, they're cool. They are marked. That's helpful for being able to tell which ones are new or old, if I hadn't done them all in one go. They show up on medium distance zoom. You can see them all around. Not that interesting of a process to search for. Most of them you can just glide to from the local island, and the ones you can't, you just have to fly to, which means you need to build a flying machine. Which largely means building the same flying machine every single time. Oopsie. It's just not especially involved. But I did it! So what's next? There's one of those just looming over there. Okay, now all of my markers say they're available. I wonder if I just misread something? I could have sworn I was about to put a marker down earlier and every single one of them was grayed out. Maybe there's like a specific context in which that gets all fucky. Wee woo. There. Right there. Unless... I don't see a shrine yet. Is there a cave nearby? Is it under here? Ooh? What's up with this whole place? Welcome. On this land sits the sacred shrine entrusted to me. I believe my destiny was nullified when this land fell to the surface. It was therefore fortunate I fell to this precise spot. I can still fulfill my task. What is that task? To give visitors in this land particular words of guidance, blah, 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 blah. Give keys born of water to the 3 altars. The sacred shrine will appear. Heed those words and offer keys to all 3 altars to reveal the sacred shrine. 3 altars need keys? Those ones? Give keys born of water to the 3 altars. So those are the altars? Okay, so I just gotta get things out of the water, right? That's all I mean. Born of water. Okay. Wait, I can see things that far away? Uh-oh. Huh. I don't know if I want to use rockets. I'm not sure if it's even particularly helpful for me to separate these into separate pieces. I don't know. Stop. Huh. Give keys born of water to the three altars. Keys born of water means they're in the water, right? There's a river nearby. Is this the key? No, it just seems to be one of these pieces that always looks roughly the same. Huh. I'll go downriver and take a look around again. But if I don't find anything, I guess I'll just come back to this later and see if I can mess around and find something. 'Cause yeah, I figured the orange site, the orange tool has pretty good range. If it's born of water, you would think they'd be in the water. And you would think that I would see it glowing in the distance when I activate the thing that lets you grab stuff. Is there an island directly above us? No. Not really. Huh. I'm not sure about that one. Just surprisingly hard to make sense of. Let's go over to this red mark that I put earlier and see about finding that one. The closer we get to completionism, the more the remaining shrines might be tough to find. Except for some of the ones that are just out in the open, because I just haven't happened to scour every piece of the map. On its own level, that's kind of wild to me. I can see it looming from here. It's kind of wild to think about, because I remember, like, genuinely just like hanging out and poking around the map for funsies last time in the first game, just because it was a neat thing to do, just go exploring and poke at all the different locations. So I made time for that a lot, and I think we're already further into this playthrough than that one ever lasted. So it's actually kind of wild to think how relatively underexplored chunks of the map are for me. Okay, that looks like it might be the stable. So, that would make sense, because that would make this the shrine for this stable. So getting sidetracked and going off to this stable actually works out, because it then ends up being my destination for the other shrines puzzle, because we need to find the giant horse, and this guy's they're supposed to tell me at this place where that is. But that was a bit embarrassing. Loser! Haha! Oh, he vanishes. Oh. Oh, you can't even merge it with something? I don't know if I need a regular topaz rod. I can just put a topaz on a club for the cool effect of having the big one. Seems I'm gonna want to buy more arrows though. Well, I'm glad going here worked out. Turns out that the stable was to the east, it's just really to the east. Unless I'm wrong about that smoke, but it sure seems like the smoke you get from a stable. And I still need to look into the fairies, the great fairies, to finally unlock that system. Man, I do feel like I'm playing this game wrong. I mean, if I still don't have the great fairies and I've played longer than my entire original playthrough, I've probably missed something at some point. But them just being like, yeah, there's like an instrument somewhere. I'm like, okay, shit, where? That's a paddling. It's weird watching it not roll. The way it slides without rolling at all is really interesting. Guessing this doesn't hit it hard enough by default. So I'm probably supposed to just make it heavier like this. Here we go. It just wasn't letting me go any higher. But now it did. God, we're still not there. Okay. Well, I know just the thing. Oh, wait. Stay. Go here. No, 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 no. Ha da 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 da. Why can't I grab anything? Is it that far away? Whoa. Don't fall. Damn it, the ball's stuck on the wrong side now. Well, this is clearly not the intended solution, so whatever. So stuck. It just worked? What did I do differently? Okay, well, physics-based puzzle. So I had the right idea immediately, which I figured, because it's just, you just put the box on it. But it just didn't quite work. I was born in a prison. Easy. Here comes the scary mine cart. And it falls over here. Is this supposed to paddle me forward? But the power of anime! I missed the chest. It was around the side. Womp womp. Did it. I'm about to be able to buy 3 more. Then I'll be able to survive a 3rd hit from a Lionel or something. Yep. That is absolutely astable. That is what that circle means. Still up and about after sundown, eh? Welcome to Highland Stable. Thank you for associating with Stable Associations. Is you a little good at 1 point? Still working towards his rewards. I haven't found a new one for ages. Nope. Big history hanging. Oh, that's a lookout landing. Don't I already have the giant horse? Do I need to get a new one? Oh, hello. Mind if I ask you about something that's troubled my thoughts? Have you perchance seen a rather strange animal around here? Also, I've heard the sound of a flute somewhere. It's vexing, really, but nowhere that's what's going. Flute. I just remembered while thinking of a strange animal. I was walking through the trees, the north side of the stable. Out of nowhere, I could hear someone playing a fun tune on a flute, but I couldn't see who it was. Not even the slightest sign of this mysterious musician. Who was playing and where? Strange animal? A stocky animal that was wider than a horse, that has strange horns, but not like a cow's or goat's. Oh, and it has tusks that made the beast look like a little brute. I saw the animal once in the forest off to the east. I rushed closer to get a good look, but it ran off by the time I got here. Is anything like it? I must say the whole experience was shocking. Some travelers passed through here from a lakeside stable, said they'd seen a similar animal. Lakeside. What's the Lucky Clover Gazette covering in this edition? Great Fairy flees into Flower Bud. Yikes, that doesn't sound good at all. The Great Fairy, known for her love of music, has hidden away in her flower bud near Woodland Stable in a panic. I heard a rumor that a Great Fairy would sometimes offer a blessing to visiting travelers. I was going to head to Eldon, the region in the northeastern Hyrule, to see if it was true, but... I always read every rumor. Somewhere north of here you hear a flute? Well, that was easy. Where could the flute sound be coming from? So I bet you climbed up here with me for a good reason. Need something? Oh, wait, I know. You heard what happened, but maybe you want to hear me play. Something happened? Fine, I'll tell you. I guess that's what you came to talk about, but I wish it was about just wanting to hear me play. Let's get it over with. But how about we move it down there where it's safer?
Ooh.
You might hear about this from someone at the stable, but what happened is that there was a fire in the field. Yeah, right on this spot. This burned patch around us. There was some flowers here before. It was all my fault. An accident, but still my fault. You see, I have a friend who lives at this stable. His name's Height. Maybe you heard of her? She's been asking people if she could see a glowing tree. It's just something from a picture book. You know, it's not real, but she really, really wishes it was. I promised her that I'd show her one. Not my brightest idea, but, given they don't exist. And then I was stuck. So I thought I'd just use a little tree and a little fire and make a glowing tree. Really quick, that's all. That's how things got burned here, but I was only thinking of my promise to Height. Besides, it didn't even work. I would still like to surprise her with a glowing tree someday, but safely. So now I'm collecting fireflies. I only need 10 more sunset fireflies and then I'll have enough to make a whole tree glow. That'll make Height smile. Okay. So if I can get those for the flute player, can I then get them to go play for the fairy? Now I need to figure out how to get fireflies. Where's my bug menu? Well, I have 4, which is more than I thought. Wasn't sure if I had any. So if I can find an area that a bunch of fireflies spawn and I can nab them up and bring them here. Because they have an instrument, so it makes me want to do whatever quest they have, because they might then go do the quest elsewhere. What's down here? Water quality? Good. Moss growth? Limited. Bright caps? Present. Alright, that's it for everything. I'll jot it down. Huh? What are you doing in a place like this? Although, I'm in a place like this. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be a well enthusiast, would you? I thought so. My name's Farah. I have a deep love of wells, too. Get it? Deep? Because they're wells. Haha. Wells are endlessly fascinating until you get to the bottom of them. Which is what I try to do when I look at wells. Their damp environment, their unique systems of life, how they stay cool when it's hot outside. Well enthusiasts just get it. The appeal of a good well, that is. My dream is to travel around to every single well throughout Hyrule. After scouring all the ancient text I could find on the subject, I've learned that there are 58 wells. Ancient text? So no one's made a new well since ancient? They're just wells. Sadly, I haven't been able to identify their exact locations. But if you have an interest in wells, then maybe you could help me. Would you tell me of any well locations you know of? How's 10 rupees per location go? Okay. Alright, then tell me everything. How many do I know? This is an absurd quest. That's 15 of them. I'll give you 150 rupees. Thanks for sharing. I'm excited to go visit all these wells. They're in towns and ruins, and it's just simply fascinating. Oh, I'm going to Lookout Landing next. Bye. It's just another completionism mechanic. There's so many layered completionism mechanics, but they haven't made them very interesting to do. But I guess in this case, it's something that you wouldn't exactly expect to have a cool reward for. It's just, I think she just literally exists to tell you whether or not you've successfully found all the wells yet. So if your goal is to completely find every well and every cave and every other thing, then you do have technically an in-game thing to hint at how good you're doing at that. The caves being these frogs that are somewhere. If you're unclear on why I ran deeper inside, I'm like, well, might as well go find the frog and shoot him real quick. This is an oddly involved dungeon. Wakey, wakey, loser. Oh, this is a proper enemy gauntlet. But as per usual, I don't got that much reason to fight him. Ah. I discovered the cave by getting to this end of it. That's goofy. Well. Cool shoreline. In fact, I think I specifically remember the shoreline from a part of the game. I don't know, I at least vaguely remember getting Koroks here. But I was here to get the frog. Eh. Oh well. So logically, I have a stealth set, and you would get fireflies at night. So that part is straightforward enough. But where? It's got to be a particular region where fireflies spawn. Hello. Conspicuous rock. Was not a Korok hiding inside. Ah. I'm in danger. Yeah, haha! Bye! About to get scary rocks thrown at me. Nope. The Horse God Bridge West. Hello. Lake of the Horse God, Bridge of the Horse God. Okay, well now we're going over there. Let's go find the Horse God. Although I didn't voice this yet, but I was kind of wondering if I could have just brought out my red hair that I imported from the first game and then just gotten the shrine that way. Which I should have thought of sooner, but also you can't get horses out easily, so something to be tested later, maybe.